Good morning, everybody. How are we rocking today, man? I want to thank you so much for tuning in this week for this week's meeting. But more importantly, I want to thank you so much for achieving and overcoming obstacles, goals, character. I want to thank you so much for just being you, but truly you. You know, it's not about being fake anymore, you know. And in these videos, I always want to just teach, just being real. That's why I always push, who are you truly to be? I want to thank you guys so much for overcoming every obstacle that you was blessed with this week, this year, this month, the past decade, whatever it may be, And you know what? We're just going to have a very important lesson today. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's get right to it, okay? My name is Kyrie Hankton, CEO and founder of 6IC I Believe in Self, Fspm Fitness. So it goes like, if I say I love you, you take it with a grain of salt. But if I say fuck you, then you react. If I say I love you, you take it with a grain of salt. But if I say fuck you, then you decide to react. They both hold the same weight of expression. If you continue to pay attention to the petty things, then you definitely will lose it all. And there's a price you have to pay for that. Because you have to understand what I'm saying. If I tell you fuck you, then you decide to react, now you want to hurt somebody, now you want to retaliate, come back, etc., etc. If I say I love you, you're like, oh, you don't love me. When both of those hold the same weight of expression, it's just your perception, your attitude towards life is what kind of sells you short. But there's a price you must pay. There is a price you must pay. Financial fitness. Turn this to me a little bit. Zoom this in. Financial fitness. We got Fspm. We got financial, spiritual, physical, and mental fitness. You got Fspm, man. And we about to, today's about to be a great lesson, like I said. So you got financial fitness, dude. Financial fitness. Oh. What is financial fitness? Well, it's really a no-brainer. Like, you know what financial fitness is. It's just consistency, management with your money. You see, because they call it current, right? Currency. And you know what else is a current? Waves. So the thing is, the analogy I always say is that you want to catch the waves, not chase the waves, because as you chase the waves, it goes farther away from you and you get a little puddle that's left behind. But if you get in front of the wave, then all the money comes crashing to you. And how to do that is by being disciplined with your money. Like you always want to make sure you stay disciplined with your money. And I'm trying to find ways to be a lot nicer and a lot more understanding. Here are a few ways for you to practice financial fitness. You can save 10% of what you earn. Save 10% of your money. Now, I don't want you to sit there and be like, Kyrie, I can't save 10% of my money because I got bills, I got this, I got that, I got kids. It's like if you make $1,000, you make $1,000 a week. You can't save up 100. You can, you just don't want to. And it all started off with you starting, with you letting the outside world dictate what's going on inside you. So now you're saying I can't, and if you say I can't, your body has no choice to follow. Now this ain't no damn motivational, this isn't public speaking, this is pure science. This is pure facts. This is all about your mind. I'm not motivating you. Motivating is crap. Motivating lasts a few seconds and then you back to your daily habits, which is BS. I can't believe these kids. Save 10% of your money. And here's a few ways to do that. One, add another bank account to your checks. You know, your work checks or whatever. You know, like your direct deposit. Like, you know, when you first apply for a job and you add your direct deposit to it, and you can do one, you can add up to like 3 accounts, and you can do 10%, etc. But then you should add an extra one there. You should go make a new bank account, right? Go create a new bank account. Get the routing, get the banking information, go to work, and then you need to open up the payee or whatever form that is and add another card to that. Add 5%, 10% of your checks to go to that bank account. Now when you do that, I want you to take that card, I want you to rip that card up, throw it out the window, throw it in the shredder, just completely get rid of it. Completely get rid of that, because once it's out of sight, it's out of mind. That's a really good way to practice financial fitness. 2, get out of debt. Getting out of debt is huge. Something I'm going through right now. You know, getting out of debt is, as a person, being in debt is almost like a depression, because it's like you never planned it. It's like, hey, I said I would go, I needed something, you gave it to me, and I wasn't able to hold my end up. I wasn't able to hold up my side of the bargain. You know? So it's like getting out of debt is huge. And it may take time, which is fine, but all of this will take time. All of this will take time. So I don't want you to stress, and I don't want you to think about it. I want you to understand that you have a solution. That's the most important thing, you know, because I was looking at myself today, I was like, man, my face is getting fat, my hair is nappy, you know, and I'm not giving it my best. But then I had to close my eyes and say a quick prayer, and the first thing that comes to my mind is, well, Kyrie, but you have a solution on how to fix those things, so everything is fine. As long as you have a solution, or have a team, or have a practice of where you can get the solution, then you'll be fine. Because at this point, you already believe in yourself to take the action. So let's rock and roll. And another thing is, to practice financial fitness, is to practice the mindset. This should have been number 1. Practice the mindset of generating income. And why is that so important? Because if you literally keep saying, I can't, then you won't. I just literally want you to be like, okay, I understand why I do what I do. That's the whole cognitive part about it. You see, you may think, why don't a lot of people think? or utilize the most powerful thing that was given to them in this world, which is your mind? Well, because it was given to you for free. And what people don't realize is that when you get something for free, you treat it with a grain of salt. You treat it like crap, point blank period. Same thing goes for your mind. Your mind was given to you for free, so you're not really worried about it too much. And that's a hard truth. But this is financial fitness, man. There's just some ways to practice. Saving 10% of your money. Add another bank account to your direct deposit account at your job. Or get out of debt. Practice the mindset of generating income, maybe another part-time, etc., etc. You know, you're going to have to do something that you possibly don't like. But things you don't like get you paid. Shit, like taxes. Don't like doing your taxes, but you love when the money comes after the taxes, right? It's literally simple. And so we got spiritual fitness. Spiritual fitness is very important. And this is science. This is pure science. This is all about you. This is just so you can have an understanding of your interactions with life. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, if you don't change your attitude or the way you look at life, then you will surely fail. You will. Because you will become what you think about. And so how that works is, the link between thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, that's spiritual fitness. You will become what you think about. The link between thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Remember, this is your mind. This is your body, the instrument of the mind. The instrument between thoughts, conscious mind, this is where you pump all the books. This is what makes you smart or not. That doesn't matter. Thoughts, emotions, remember we talked about your emotional mind, and behavior. It has no choice but to express itself through the instrument. Conscious mind, emotional mind, behavior. That's the link. That's your body. You will become exactly what you think about. It has no choices. What goes up must come down. It's literally science. This is facts. This is not motivational. Thoughts in and of themselves have no power. It's only when we actively invest our attention into them that they may begin to seem real. Now understand, remember we always say you cannot manage time, but you can manage activity. If you feel like you can't control time, so you look at it as like a higher source of power, you can't manage that. But what you can is control how you feel about that. People control how they feel about Yah all the time. People control what they feel about the devil, if it's real or not. Same thing with time. You decide what you allow to dictate your life. Have no power. It's only when we actively invest our attention into them that they may begin to seem real. And when we engage with specific thoughts, we begin to feel the emotions that were triggered by these thoughts. We enter a new emotional state, which then influences how we act. If you continue to let the outside world dictate what you emotionally get involved in, then you have no choice but to express that through your body. Now, how that comes out is 9 times out of 10 going to be negative. Because, let's be fair, the outside world is not all that special. Remember how simple we made it last time. Rectangles, shapes, cylinders, everything is damn near a box in front of you. The houses that's being made, the roofs are a triangle, the stop signs are octagons, the speed limit signs are rectangles. everything is a square, you know? So it's like, it's basic. Everything that's going around you is not new. It's been the same stuff forever now. The only difference is what's going on inside of you. You come up with new ideas all the time. It just depends if you're going to suppress them or express them. You know? I want you to remember the word imagination. It influences everything that you do. We do. Me too. It influences everything we do. Think about and create. See, this iPhone that I'm using, the whiteboard that I'm on, everything around me literally had to start with a thought first. Because remember from the beginning I said a solution. We were cold, cavemen, coming out the cave, we're cold or we're hot. We constantly thought about heat and trying to stay cool or stay warm or stay warm. So it's in our mind, there's a problem out there. We have a problem staying warm and staying cool when we feel most comfortable. So now there's a thought. Do we accept that or reject it? Well, in conditions like that, you don't have much choice but to accept it. Like in your environment, you don't have much choice but to accept that. Now, once you accept that there is a problem out there, now it goes into your brain. And once it goes into your brain, you have a choice. You don't have much of a choice to get emotionally involved in that because your subconscious mind cannot accept or reject anything that you give to it. It goes off of, it accepts everything. It can't reject, excuse me. So once you get emotionally involved in that, it has no choice but to express it through the body. And once you start to express it through the body, then you start to get the work. So now as we see that there's a problem, we start to figure out ways on how to get rid of that problem. And it probably will take years. So now, since we consciously accepted the fact that we have a problem and we want to fix this problem, the subconscious mind has no choice but to get emotionally involved in that. So now what we're doing, R&D, we're testing. How can we keep ourselves warm or cool? And years down the line, hundreds of years down the line, the body has expressed an air conditioning, a heater. That's just what it is. It has no choice but to, it has to come out. It has to come out. Some way, somehow, it has to come out. It leads to elaborate theories, dreams, and inventions in any profession, from the realms of academia to engineering and the arts. Ultimately, imagination influences everything we do regardless of our profession. Imagination is the key to innovation. I don't care, even from this water bottle. We used to go to the well and get buckets of water and walk them all the way home. Well, somebody said, okay, there's a problem here. We need to be more convenient. Let's store the water. So that way let's store the water. It's a lot better convenience. And then somebody came up with a better idea. Okay, we got ACs, we got water, we got fruits. Instead of people having to walk hundreds of miles or how many ever miles just to get to the market and just trade and come in a small basket, well, now we have supermarkets. We have everything you need in one place. Instead of you having to walk 100 miles to the well, walk 100 miles to the market, walk 100 miles to the Smith, it's all in one place now. And it probably wasn't Walmart at first, but it was a gathering of people where you can get everything you needed in that one area. And you can take it and you can go right back home. You see, the thoughts are cool. The thoughts are cool. It's all about what you do with the thoughts. That's why it's so important, because even though the physical part of you is the smallest, because it's the smallest part of you, it's still important. Because you know why? It's all about the action. Physical fitness is action. action. You know what action is? Action is the prayer. That's the prayer, the energy transfer from conscious thought through the emotional mind out of the instrument. It's the prayer that's going to get you to where you want. Now, getting on your knees and saying a prayer is not what you think it is. You're asking for something that, if you're willing to, you're asking for something that you know you can fix. And I'm not saying if it's like a family member that's on their deathbed or something like that. That's different, guys. We're talking about our self-development and movement of the body. You know, I'm talking when you get on your knees and pray for whatever it is. Pray for consistency. Get me out of this mindset. Help me pay my bills. I'm not talking about somebody on their deathbed. Let's be realistic, okay? You can't control that, period. Creation is creation. Yah is, that's it. We can't control that aspect of life. When it's time to go, it's time to go. Physical fitness is action. Because when you have the conscious mind, you come up with a thought like, okay, this year I'm really going to hit the gym a lot more. This year I'm going to really work on what I eat. This year I'm going to make sure I be the best husband and be the best wife I can be. This year I'm going to really hone in on school. Well, you have the thought, what you're lacking is getting emotionally involved in that. Well, because actually you can't get emotionally involved in it for a second. You can be motivated for a day, week, month, year. But once you start to understand that, once you get emotionally involved in it, you have to discipline that. And you have to constantly recycle that same goal into through your mind. So that way you can keep expressing it out through the physical body, through the flesh, which is the action part of it. Because faith, you got the faith, that's the first part of the prayer. But without the works, it's dead. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the physical, it's all about the action part of things. If you don't stay true to your word, then you're not going to do it. That's why physical fitness is very important, and that's what I mean by that. Now, remember what I was saying. If I tell you I love you, you take it with a grain of salt. But if I tell you I hate you or fuck you, now I get a reaction out of you. And that's not fair to who? You. It's not fair to you at all. So, pay attention to this. Mental fitness. Mental fitness, mental fitness, mental fitness is courage, courage, courage. Courage is very important. Courage is what's going to allow you to increase mental durability in order to stay disciplined with that action. Now, I'm not saying you have to do these in order, but you have to have them in order. If I tell you I love you, you take it with a grain of salt. I say forget you, now you react. We shall not let what goes on the outside world dictate what's going on inside of your mind. If you don't care, then don't care, right? But most of us do, and that's the thing about it. These I don't give attitudes are not natural. Now, to finish, most say you do not understand me. Most of you say you do not understand me. Well, if you decide to keep that same mindset, then you will stay exactly where you are now. To be honest, I believe most do not know themselves because so much of the outside world has influenced them, rather that's through trauma, positive and negative experiences. They never sit back and ask who they truly are. And I want you to think about that. most people don't have time or the money to sit back and think about who they are. You know what I mean? Think about that. When's the last time you actually sat back and had a clear, conscious thought? And I don't mean sitting back thinking about the basketball game, the weather, or the news. I'm talking, or bills, or problems you're going through. I'm talking real life thoughts about who you are. Like, okay, deeper than what's your favorite color now, deeper than your favorite food, deeper than that. And I want you to watch, as soon as you start thinking about that, you're constantly going to start thinking about other things instead of the objective at hand. So look, Bob Proctor once said this. You see, if you ask the average person who they are, they will give you their name. I'm Kyrie Hankton. But I am not Kyrie Hankton. That's just two names that my parents gave to me. But it's not me. It's my name. Then they'll go and say, well, this is me. Well, this isn't me either. This is my body. None of you will call into work and say body isn't going to make it into work today. We don't say am head, am leg, or am body. It's my head, my leg, my body, my name. So we want to ask ourselves, who am I? You see, we live simultaneously on three planes of understanding. We are spiritual creatures, we have intellect, and we live in physical bodies. But because of the lack of understanding of who we really are, we live totally in the outside world. 95% of the population are reacting to life. They are not really living at all, end quote. And there's so much truth behind that, because you have to ask yourself, who am I? So this is an objective that I have for you tonight, for the next 100 nights. Put up your phone, set your alarm somewhere where you have to get up and go grab it, set your alarm, make sure the kids are put to bed, husband is asleep, and I want you to sit back and I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think, okay, now that I achieved every single thing in my life, now what? And after you have that thought, I want you to sit back and be like, you know what? Okay, I'm about to look for myself. I'm going to look for myself in my dream. I'm going to look for myself in spirit. And just really focus on looking for yourself. Look for your own face. And I don't mean memories. Don't look for memories, but look for you now present. Look for you. And I don't want you to look for the face. I want you to look for the mind. Go deeper. It's going to sound impossible, trust me. And as you're doing it, other thoughts are going to start to pour in. You're going to start thinking about other things. Your paradigm saying is really going to start to get in the way of you. And be like, hold on, I'm supposed to be distracting you right now. And you trying to do some, no. It's going to be very difficult. But practice and keep looking for yourself and keep finding. And sooner or later, you're going to have a dream where you're crying. You're going to not find yourself crying, but you're going to hear somebody crying, but your intuition is going to tell you that that's you. So that means you're getting a start. Now we're dealing with real life spiritual realm stuff, and it's all about self-development. Very important things. I want you to practice that stuff, you know. It takes time, just like when I show you guys a diagram or a chart, it takes time, you know. And when it takes the time, we just want to make sure that we utilize that time for activity. So what I'm saying is, hey, keep grinding, keep staying strong. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to the lesson today. I love you. I'm out.